Hello, everyone. So today's case, we're going to be talking about Khoi. I would like to apologize in case I mispronounced his name. I'm very sorry. Also, I would like to apologize because one, there's not a whole lot of information for this case. There's like one discounted tip and some ideas of what could have happened, but nothing concrete. There's no um, security footage or surveillance stills that I was able to find. Nothing like that. And also, there's only one confirmed photo of him that I was able to find, so I do apologize. So, we don't really have a whole lot to go off of, but I still wanted to talk about this case. All the links that I used for research will be down below, like always. There will also be a link down below for you to go to if you would like to submit a tip, or not a tip, I'm sorry, submit a case suggestion. There's only a few questions on there if you would like to do that. Also, I would like to apologize. My voice sounds a little rough because I tried to film this 3 different times and I kept getting tripped up. And I have like notes in front of me, basically what I want to say, and I keep tripping over my words, so I'm very sorry. So my voice sounds a little rough right now. But I would like to now tell you about Khoi. So, Khoi had developmental disabilities and was deaf and mute since birth, but if you knew him the way his loved ones did, he was so much more than those things. He never let those things stop him from enjoying his life. He would frequent his neighborhood Albertsons and would often walk up to a stranger with a piece of paper, write down his name, introduce himself to them, and he would want to tell them about himself. He had an outgoing personality that was full of warmth and friendliness. When he handed you a piece of paper with his name, he would tell you that he enjoyed playing basketball, he enjoyed playing video games, and he loved to meet people. He might even show you a little bit of ASL. And if you don't know what that is, ASL is American Sign Language. So the day before he disappeared was a busy one. He lived with his family in Vancouver, Washington, and on April 7th, 2007, between midnight and 1 a.m., he said goodnight to his family before their big day the next day. They were supposed to wake up at 8 a.m. to go on a trip to Seattle for his mother's birthday. He was excited for this trip, so it was very strange when his brother and sister came into his room the next morning to make sure that he was getting ready, and they realized he wasn't home. They noticed that his bed looked like it hadn't even been slept in, and they also noticed that Khoi left his favorite jacket behind as well as his bike, which was his main mode of transportation. And that means that he would have left on foot. And when I saw that, that kind of told me like maybe he didn't intend to be out too long or even go that far. But the fact that he left at all is very concerning because there was a large storm on the night that he left. Also, he never left his home at night, and he was always back within 1 to 2 hours if he did leave. On April 8th, 2007, police would investigate a submitted tip, and this tip said that he may have been playing basketball at a nearby elementary school. So the police brought out search dogs, and they took them up to the school, and from the article I was reading, it seems like the search dog picked up his scent and it was leading away from the school. However, this tip would be discounted a couple days later, so I'm not sure if maybe the tip was just wrong, like they got it mixed up, it was somebody else that was there, or what, but it was discounted, which is kind of weird because it seemed like they had his scent. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I just wanted to include that anyway. On April 9th, the FBI would join the search, and they would also go with Vancouver Police Department, Clark County Sheriff's Office, 6 crime members, and 15 to 20 FBI agents went to the homes of registered sex offenders within a couple miles of Khoi's home. On April 11th, police and FBI would investigate some more local sex offenders. They would review security footage from local stores, and several areas were searched where he may have taken refuge in the storm, and they asked residents to check their properties and keep an eye out for him. On April 13th, police, the FBI, and Khoi's family stood outside the Albertsons that he would frequent, and they handed out flyers with his picture and information on them. On April 27th, police announced that his case was then being investigated as a criminal investigation. Initially, they believed that Khoi just wandered away from his home, but now they believed that there was more to the story after their searches. Police also announced that they are talking to a person of interest, but they did not name this person. On June 30th, 2014, Clark County Sheriff's Office developed a cold case unit to solve Khoi's case and the county's other 27 unsolved cases that were also cold. Currently, Khoi's case is presumed to be a homicide, and no suspects have been named, and obviously it is unsolved. And that is what we know about the case of Khoi Vu. Again, I am so sorry. I feel like I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I'm sure I am, and I am so sorry. I mean no disrespect. I'm horrific with names, but that's no excuse. So please let me know how to pronounce it down below. I do try to look up names, and for some reason there's always like a different pronunciation, so I'm never quite sure. So please just let me know down below. So what do you guys think happened? I think it's kind of weird that he would have left if there was a storm. And I think maybe he just wasn't rattled by it, maybe he just wanted to get away. And they say like he never left at night, but do they really know that? Like maybe he was someone who just left at night. He was one of those people where he was up at night all the time and he just wanted to get out of the house. And he could have just snuck out of the house and his family just never knew. So it's not like, oh, he just never left the house. To them, he probably didn't, but they don't know that for sure, is what I would think. So there's always a chance that he had done that before, but this time he just did not come back. It does concern me though if they're saying like this is something he wouldn't do, he wouldn't be gone more than a couple hours. I definitely think that's certainly weird. And he is deaf and mute, so it'd be hard for him, well, not super hard for him to kind of talk with someone. If he was in need of help, it would just be harder. It really makes you worried because what could have happened? Who would do this to him? And just the idea that it could have been a sex offender, like that made my stomach bottom out. That is so disturbing to think what they could have done to him. And it's so sad because if he does normally come home within a couple of hours and he just never came home, it does seem very likely that it was foul play. And that is so heartbreaking. He seemed like such a sweet guy. From the one photo and what his family said about him, he just seemed like such a happy guy. But what do you guys think happened? Do you think it could have been like one of the sex offenders? Do you think maybe, he was hiding during the storm and something could have happened that way? What do you guys think? Please let me know down below, but please, please, please be respectful. You never know if family or friends are going to come across these videos. So please just be kind with your words. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. If you are Khoi's friend or family, I just want to say that I am so sorry. I hope that you guys get answers very soon. It's been years, and you guys deserve to know something, and hopefully you guys can bring him home. Thank you so much for listening to Khoi's story, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.